14th, 2017. This job I got a call from my insurance company. He's got a building where he's got some old boilers in there, and one of the tanks was leaking in the summertime, so I had disconnected and capped the lines outside so they couldn't put no more oil in the tank. So I'm thinking that he ran out of oil in that tank, and there's one tank that's halfway decent down there. I'm going to tie both lines into that if that's the situation, but I'm thinking that it is. It's November, so the heat's been running for a while. So I'm thinking that the tank ran out of oil. We'll see when we get there. I mean, the thing's been leaking for a while. This guy's tighter than 2 coats of paint. He didn't want to spend the dough, you know. So we'll hook them all onto that one tank that's still halfway decent, I guess. Both oil lines. I'll show you the systems when I get there. I mean, they're old. But like I said, he's tighter than 2 coats of paint. He don't want to spend no money on equipment, so whatever. Patch and match, do the best I can. I'm on my way there now, but I'm thinking they ran out of oil. Hey, you putting snorts on the window? Are you putting snorts on the window? Oh, I know you are. Yeah, you are. Why you putting snorts on the window? Yeah, you are. I was here a couple of months ago and I capped these 2 lines off because the tank's rotted. Alright guys, this is the tank that was leaking. You can see it's got a fiberglass patch on it. I'm going to have to take this OSV valve and move it over here to this tank. I'll put a T here with another put the OSV valves and just tie the copper line in. Tie the copper in right there, right along this edge here. I mean, this old piece is old junk down here, so I'm not too concerned about it, but that's what it's going to be. I did cap it off outside. We'll tie this in, see what we can do. We're going to use that tank there, because it's got 2 tanks. And so that's the unit over there that's out of oil. I know it's out of oil because I did it a couple of months ago. But no big deal. We'll get this thing going for him. You can see all the speedy dry. I got a dead mouse right there. But that's what I'm thinking it is. You can see how this thing was just all patched with fiberglass and leaking all over the flipping place. I mean, it was bad. So I'm going to disconnect this OSV valve. I'll just reconnect the coupling and go over that lip, tying that out of the tank over there. That's what I'm going to do. Next level. I disconnected this tank. Just put a coupling right there, ran along that edge behind this wood, and put a T here with the 2 OSV valves right here in this tank. This is the 2nd floor tank. You can see that there's you can see that they got oil in it. This other one is empty because I capped it off outside. I mean, the thing is flipping, leaking all over the place. So when I get some time, I'll come back and I'll cut this tank out. But you can see it's leaking all over the place. We got dead mice all over the place here. Let it cool down. She's a beast. First floor. Trying to pull it through. Give it the old pull treatment, mama. Let that cool down. I might have to jump out the motor. Probably best to jump it out, give it a good run with my light. Make sure I get a good run. This one doesn't have a filter on it. Probably just jump out the motor, let the motor run. Make sure I get a good flow here. What I like to do is jump them out. This way here I, got a good flow coming out of the motor. Good flow coming out of the pump, and it's not shutting off on safety. That's usually what I like to do. Put a rag in here, and this way I can plug it in, I'm not going to short nothing out. That's usually what I like to do. Get a good flow of oil going, This thing hasn't been cleaned in a lot of years. I bet you the nozzle's filthy in this thing. With a pump like this, there's no filter in it. I always check the nozzle. There's no filter in the pump, so we'll check the nozzle. Yeehaw! This thing hasn't been cleaned in a lot of years, so I'll check the nozzle at least. beast. Alright guys, that's where this tool comes in. It's 5/8. Comes in handy on something like this. You can stick it right in here and get this thing off of here. I mean, things are bare. Pull these electrodes out of here so I don't ruin them. You crack them in a minute. I mean, it's porcelain, so you have to be careful. You have to be careful. You don't want to break nothing. What a piece of shit this thing is. Sucker off of it. I mean, really? That's what I had to do last time. Put the 3/4 in there and then 5/8 to get it out. That's what I had to do last time, I think. But this has to be checked because there is a filter on this thing, and you can see the filter's clean. But I just ran out of oil, so I'm going to put a new one in there. It's just a 75/80, I believe. 75/70. A 75/70. Put a new one on there and give it the old gun. It's been 3 years since it's been clean, so we know it ran out of oil. I know that because I disconnected the oil line. Disconnected the oil tank fill valves because it was leaking. Alright. I mean, she's not pretty, but it is what it is. Give it the old Gundy. We'll give it the old Gundy, mama. See, there's a real working man, y'all. He's a real working man, mama. See, there's a real working man, mama. What an old beast. I mean, this thing is back in the dinosaur ages. Like I said, this customer is tighter than 2 coats of paint, this guy. I know my insurance guy. I mean, they don't want to spend no money. I mean, I told him these systems need to be upgraded. I mean, look at them. They're old and beat up and... Nope. Flipping insurance guy, you'd figure he'd be up on all these laws with the oil spills and shit, but no. Whatever. You could give a shit less. This is the first floor on the one at the tank. I disconnected the tank. And, get it back together. And I knew this oil tank was going to run out eventually because I disconnected it months ago. I told the guy, he says, you got one tank down here, why don't we hook them both up to one tank and run one tank for now instead of changing it. That's what we wanted to do. Alright, so we got the white coming in. The white from the motor and the white from the transformer. All the commons go together. You got the black from the motor and the blue from the transformer. They all go together. Alright, she should fire. Got a drip here on this it's boiling right now. I'm gonna have to fix that. Alright. Let's see if it fires now. Should fire now. It's a Wayne burner. See if it fires. We're gonna put a cap on that, I guess. That's the one that I tied the oil line into, so I was here last year and I changed the filter on that one. Well, the filter's good on that tank. That steel boiler, getting draft over the fire and the roll out. What's the pump? Well, that's it. At least they got heat now. So next level, y'all. This guy's tighter than 2 coats of paint. Oh yeah, he is. Get him up and running. I told this guy years ago, you know, he needs 2 new systems down here. Every year I tell him the same thing. I mean, he won't spend money unless they blow up, I guess. Reconnect the oil line to the second floor tank. Good oil flow, good nozzle. It's been 4 years since I've been here working on this unit. That other unit there, I was here last year working on it. I mean, this guy's tighter than 2 coats of paint. He don't want to spend no money unless he has to. Are you working again? Are you working again? Yeah, you're working again. Are you working again? Are you working again? Oh, yeah, you are. Yes, my friend. You're my friend. Are you my friend?